Hey, it's me AJD from the LA Hobbyist, and here are my top 3 L's and W's for 2021. Today I'm going over my top 3 lessons, which are short for L's, and W's, which are short for wins. So let's get to it. Let's get to my top 3 L's for 2021. Top lesson number 3, always keep moving forward. In this hobby, things won't always go your way. Deals go sour, events planned have to change. It's all about how and when to pivot. I would have called it a day when I sunk myself into debt throughout 2020, but then I managed to build a brand like the LA Hobbyist and chip down my debt just a little bit. In cards, the exact same thing. If your cards go underwater, it's okay to move on to another card that could potentially go up. Definitely your preference. Or you can go, put your money or whatever's left of your cash into a Hall of Famer. Again, your preference. I found myself pivoting a lot in 2021. But always remember, just keep moving forward. It's gonna be all right. So top lesson number 2. If you're gonna partner up with someone, make sure to partner up with someone you personally know. For me, that was a very, very big lesson in 2021. I had met this guy through a friend of a friend, and we partnered up in the Pokemon market. Long story short, he shafted me. He left me with a $5,000 PSA submission bill. Basically, he promised to go half with me on, that submission bill, and, 7 months later, 5K later, he left me without any, any trace of anything. Again, if you have a partner in this hobby, make sure you're able to communicate with each other. This guy, he did not communicate for 1.5 months, and I had to make some moves because the Pokemon market at that time was going all the way down. You can say it was tanking, and I needed to make some moves. I guess he didn't like my moves, but hey, that's a big lesson learned. You gotta know the person you're, partnering up with, and you gotta know them very well. And that's the thing I didn't know. I knew this guy from a friend of a friend, and that sucks. It is what it is. It happened. He left me after, those poorly graded cards that he begged me to grade. So as a good partner, I stuck by my partner knowing that he graded really shitty cards. And again, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just stuck with my gut, and I should have just, not put myself in that position. Again, number 2 on the lesson learned for 2021. Now, top lesson number 1, make sure the hobby remains a hobby. If it ain't fun, then why do it? I'm not knocking on anyone that wants to make money. Hey, we're all in it for the money, but it's that very notion that causes most collectors and all investors to think profit first. That profit first mentality has ultimately caused the prostitution of the hobby we all love. Prime example of that is turning a hobby into a corporate business. The hobby wasn't meant to be conglomerized. It was meant to be a hobby. It was meant to be fun. And that kind of atmosphere, it's kind of like cutthroat. But hey, that's just my humble opinion. And we all see that cutthroat atmosphere in the corporate ladder. Let's keep things corporate on the business side, and let's keep a hobby on the hobby side. That's just my thing, my opinion, and nothing more. We got through the L's, let's get to our W's. Here we go. All right, here we go with top W or win number 3. For me, number 3 would be branding the LA Hobbyist and the LA Card Clubs. Some of the big dogs in this space will be shaking their heads. It's literally my first time reaching 1,000+ followers on IG, let alone not achieve that on my personal IG. My wins to me mean a lot. They matter. No matter how big or how small a win is, you still have to celebrate it. I think in order for you to instill that type of confidence in yourself, you gotta celebrate all the wins, no matter how big or how small. Again, I want to thank everyone that followed me on my journey into the hobby. I'm truly am grateful for all of you. Now let's get to my top W number 2. For me, starting the LA Card Club meetups are my second top win for 2021. Could they have been planned better? Yes, totally. But as they say, progress over perfection is what I'm truly going for. My very first meetup started with only 5 collectors, and I was kind of sad. I didn't think my meetup, met my own standards. But I was told by a friend that, hey, that was 5 more people than you would have originally had if you didn't start a meetup. So I went from only having 5 collectors to having over 70 vendors on my first massive meetup at Diamond 9 Sports. Again, thank you to that advice from that friend. Thanks, Mania Cards. Also, I would love to really thank Diamond 9 Sports for giving me that platform and a home for my meetups. And I am truly grateful for all the friends that I've, met throughout the hobby. So thank you so much. But I also got a few shameless plugs. So if you look at the screen below, right here, it's gonna be for my LA Card Club Facebook group. Please join that group right below this screen. Anyways, it's called the LA Card Club for a reason. You join for the community and the camaraderie of having collectors around you. And that's what it's all about. Again, shameless plug. LA Card Club Facebook group. Top W for 2021 is making a lot and lots of hobby friends. For me, it's important to have a great social game in the hobby. If you look at any of the big dogs, they have great relationships with other collectors. And that is what the hobby is all about, making that connections. I think for me, making all of those connections helped me run into bigger cards. I wouldn't have gotten into a LeBron Topps Chrome 8 or a Black Refractor Kobe without any help, from my hobby friends. So it's very, or any high-end cards for that matter. So it's very important for you to make that connection, establish a friendship, make that connection. Again, I want to say just make that connection. Go out there, be yourself, be friendly, make that connection because you don't know how far it'll take you. Because for me, it's taken me this far in the hobby. And I hope you all know that. You don't get to the top without any help. Now that's my top 3 L's and W's. Please ring that bell icon and mash that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. I'll be posting more content next year. Till then, I'll see you around. Alright guys, bye!